Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are on our planet. My name is Rhoda Aglago. Thank you for joining me on Love, Forgive, Live podcast. Now, today's topic is very interesting, I think. I'm sure you've heard about this saying that hurt people. And why is that? Why hurt people? And what causes people to feel this pain so intensely where they don't recognize how it's affecting anybody. One thing I want you to understand, or anyone who's listening to understand, hurt people because they cannot see anybody's hurt except for theirs. They can only feel their own. They can only understand their own. They can only imagine the intensity of their own. Their parameters of thinking about the pain and the hurt stops with them, within their mind, within their being. They cannot see anything else. So for that reason, it creates a stumbling block for them. Any individual who is going through pain and disbelief and hurt is likely to create, for lack of a better word, I'm going to use the word, an illusionary world where they feed that pain. Even though that was not their intention, it's not what they were thinking about when they decided to intensify this feeling or this hurt or this pain they're nursing. But actually, they decided to do this and feel this in hopes of protecting themselves. Yes. People go through this. We all go through it. We've all gone through it. There's no human being on this planet that has never felt pain so intense where they cannot see anybody else's or see anyone around them who is going to help them or encourage them or even assist them in becoming healthier. This is how people begin to lose themselves in the pain. People begin to lose themselves in the pain because for a second there, or for a while, it may seem like the pain is the only thing they have going for them. It trumps all the other things happening around them. Be it good or bad, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters because people get into the pain so deep. And I'm not saying the pain that people go through or when they experience an adversity or trauma or something big, they shouldn't feel it. We are feeling human beings. We will feel it. It's impossible not to feel it. The question in this situation or in this topic that I'm talking about is how that pain keeps people from understanding each other. Allowing the pain or the hurt from understanding each other in a place of existing with another being and recognizing that we are not the only ones feeling the pain. I remember when I went through something difficult years back, I think 2010. And when I felt that pain, it shook me to my core and intensified itself to the extent that I just wanted to hurt the other person. And from that standpoint, when I wanted to hurt the other person, I didn't think about what it was going to cost me. I didn't think about what it meant. I was just on a warpath to just hurt by choosing words that would break that individual, by choosing words that would hurt because I wanted them to feel the hurt that I was going through. And it was so funny now I look back because it created a really negative thought process for me. A negative thought process that did not help me, but it created more anger. More anger for me by watching the individual brush it off. And I couldn't fathom why. I couldn't even figure out for the life of me why he was not understanding and feeling what I was going through. And I just blamed, pointed fingers, judged, I berated, and because I was hurting so badly. That was not cool. Later on, I figured it out. After extensive writing, journaling, questioning myself, going back to read it, and then getting some help to manage and process the garbage I was putting in my thought process. I was giving free roaming rent in my mind of the garbage I was believing was okay for me to be able to hurt the other person. This topic came to me because I wanted to share how it looks like when two people or two opposing sides are angry and hurting and decides that they feel a sense of righteousness. That's the only word I can think of. A sense of righteousness for how they're treating the other person because of what they believe or what they know has been done to them. And so for that, the finger pointing starts, the judgment starts, the pain starts. Here's the thing. Often, a person who is hurting forget that the pain that they're going through is not exclusively happening to them. Let me repeat that. Often people who are going through pain forget that the pain they are going through is not exclusive to them. It's not exclusively happening to them. This was an eye-opener for me to recognize this. Years ago, I don't even remember how long ago. It was such a breakthrough for me to see this, and I thought, wow. Rather, when people become consumed with their own pain and hurt and anger, they begin to lash at the world. They begin to feel the world owes them something. Everybody owes them something because they are hurting. Everybody feels they are hurting because they are going through this. And it is sad because they find it difficult to trust anything beyond their pain. I'll say it again. Because they feel there's nothing else they can trust beyond their pain. Because that's all they see. And because of that, there's a problem. Because we point at each other, we don't see anything. And that is what I'm going to discuss. One thing I want to express or make clear. And this is the question I'm going to ask. How long would you hold on to the pain and nurse it before you realize that it is literally holding you hostage and you are not able to do anything else? I promise you what the person did or the perpetrator did, as painful as it is, the promise of your healing, the promise of your joy, the promise of your peace is 100 times better, greater, and a lot more rewarding than what you've been nursing all along. I'll be quiet and let you take that in for a second. Did that sink in? Or do you want me to say it again? The way the pain felt and the intensity of the pain and what has been done to you, it would never, ever be equivalent to the joy, the peace, the better, or what you're going to have. It'll never be better. It'll never be better than what is coming or what the healing that you're going to get. No matter how many times you convince yourself or believe it can, it will not. Simple as that. It will not. It does not go any further than that. And the sooner you let go, the sooner you make a choice to heal, the sooner you make a choice to create a better life for yourself away from the pain, the better your life will get. I hear people say, I don't even know what my life was before I let go. I feel like the pain puts me in a state of sleep where I don't even know anything else. And now that I'm fully awake and aware of this pain, there's nothing else that I want to do. This is what is gracious about everything. It can't get any better. And once you see this, you would know. You would know that there's nothing more precious than getting your healing, your peace, your joy. So how long would you hold on to the pain and nurse it before you realize that it is literally holding you hostage and you are not able to do anything else? The pain and the hurt in the past, this is what is taken away from you. The hostage, it takes you hostage of your life, the hostage of your thoughts, the hostage of your presence, the hostage of your future, and hostage of your joy. Are you seeing the picture? How much this pain is taking away from you? I hear people will tell me a lot of this. But they did this. But it hurts so much. Do you mean I should just let go? Do you mean I should just walk away? Well, that doesn't mean. There needs to be some sort of indication. Let me explain this. What you're talking about is condemnation. Condemnation doesn't help you or the other person. That intensity you're feeling, it's not your original state. Your original state is love. Your original state is peace. Your original state is joy. Your original state of being is not limited to pain. It's above pain. It's beyond pain. It's beyond the adversity. It's beyond the trauma. It's beyond the mess. It's beyond the anger. It's beyond the rage. It's beyond all of it. What you believe you lost, what you believe was taken, what you believe was taken from you, what you believe you were victimized of. You are above that. There's no limit to you. There is no limit to you because you were wonderfully created with such grace, such amount of peace within you that trumps anything you could ever try and understand. That is your original state. That is why that pain is so shocking to you, because it is not of your makeup. It is not of your original being. It's a foreign concept to you. So when you want to hold on to it, it does feel unnatural. That unnaturalness, or you believing that you want to try and hold on to it to protect you, it is not. It is not. Rather, it keeps you hostage. This is what ego does. It will keep you hostage, bound, and keep robbing you and stealing from you. And by the time it's so sad when I hear people have wasted so much time on holding on and nursing this pain, and then they come to a place of, what have I done? What did I accomplish? I didn't even have a moment of peace. You wasted your time. There's nothing worse than talking to somebody at end of life stage and they tell me they are regret for this, and then I'm like, whoa, all this time wasted. all this precious time wasted. All this precious time wasted on a moment of somebody doing something to you. And it keeps you stuck and hostage. When you get stuck in the pain that the adversity gives you, and you are not able to move or understand what is happening, or the lesson being taught, you are literally standing in a puddle. Yes, you are literally standing in a puddle of pain, disease, and filth. Filth that will ruin you. Filth that will continue to ruin everything you see, touch, and sometimes even taste. The most important thing is this. This is what I wish people would understand. When you are standing at a threshold where you need to make a decision to let go of the pain or not, ask yourself this question. What am I willing to lose on both sides? Be proactive. Get a pen and paper. Write it down for yourself. If I hold on to this pain and not letting it go and seek healing, what do I stand to gain from it? Write it down. And then on the other side, the heading is, when I let go, what do I stand to gain from letting go and not nursing the pain, not nursing the anger and the hate? What do I stand to gain? Write it down, point by point. And as soon as you're done writing, then do this. Allow yourself to read it out loud to yourself. Is that too wordy? Okay, let me see. Read it out loud to yourself, because sometimes people, I feel like they need to give themselves permission to do this. So yes, give yourself the permission to read it out loud to yourself. And when you read it slowly. There's a method to this. There's actually wisdom to this method. Let me rephrase that. There's wisdom in this method of writing this and saying it out loud slowly. The moment you do this, you're going to get some aha moments. Something clicks. Something makes sense. Something triggers you to recognize what it is that you'll be doing. Here's the thing. When you start nursing the pain and keeping it so close, and all like, oi, this is hurting, this is hurt. When you do that over and over and over, sometimes it lets you forget what it is that you're doing. So, when you write it down this way and read it out loud, slowly, allow it to permeate within your thought process, there's something beautiful that happens. Some may call it aha moment. Some may call it an epiphany. Some may call it cathartic. Either way, whatever you may want to call it, it strikes. And when that happens, you will see the picture of what it is that you're doing to yourself, what you are depriving yourself of, what you are taking away from yourself, and what your life is going to look like. Because guess what? People say hindsight is 2020. Yeah. But here's the thing. Read it out loud to yourself. Make sure there's nobody around. There's no judgment here. Listen to what you hear. And when you hear it, it'll shake you. It'll shake you from your core. And you'll begin to realize that this pain that you've been nursing is a thief to rob you of the joy, that endless joy. Why would you delay this? I keep saying this. Why would you delay something that will liberate you like that? On what grounds would you let things not trying to search for the right word. Why would you allow yourself to sit with the pain and then you become this cliche, hurt people hurt people? It's a shame. It's a real shame that you will put yourself in this position because you have allowed yourself to be pushed to this extent. Your presence in the world matters. Your presence in the universe matters. Your presence in your community matters. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it, because the more you ignore it, the more you don't achieve where you're supposed to be. You don't achieve the things you're supposed to achieve. You don't achieve the greatness that is within you, waiting, birthing itself within you. Take it. Walk with it. Grow with it. Let it cultivate in you that beautiful person that you are inside. And you will recognize something. I'll tell you this scenario. Imagine two people on opposing sides of whatever argument, whatever hurt, or whatever pain. One is angry with the other person and hating, festering on the inside, just constantly hating and focusing on the other person and say they're the ones that did it to them, they're the one that created that, they're the ones that created the hurt, and they're at fault. And both opposing sides are so angry and perceiving their pain so intensely and pointing that finger. No one is willing to look at the other person's perspective or listen to the other person's narrative and try and understand where that person is coming from. And each person is feeling, but I'm really hurt. You did this. But here's the thing. Did it ever occur to you that the blame and the judgment that you keep placing on each other is coming from pain that both of you are perceiving differently? Let me explain this again. Did it ever occur to you that the pain and the hurt that you're blaming the other person for and judging the other person for could be coming from someplace? Could it be that each person could be hurting? Just a thought. Because all you're seeing is just yourself and your little parameter. So you keep projecting this pain and saying that person is at fault and blame. This blame and judgment. This is what is creating. So now, each person has this blame and judgment and hurt and pointing fingers and blaming and not accepting anything, not trying to understand. Here's the thing. Before this judgment keeps going on and on and on, stop for a second and stand in the other person's shoes for a second. Just for a second. And think about the possibility that could it be that this person is also hurting too? And if this person is also hurting, could it be that this person feels their hurt is bigger than the other person? Because guess what? All of that pain is in the eye of the beholder. Somebody may say, no, you lost a pet. It's not a big deal. Why are you so uptight? Somebody will say, oh, you lost your job. What's the big deal? Or the other person will say, oh, you lost a parent or you lost a cousin. And so now there's a comparison, unfair comparison, saying, well, that was just a pet. That's not the same as a human being that died. But did you fail? Or have you noticed that you failed to recognize that the pain the other person felt from losing their pet, their beloved pet, is no different for you as it is to them for the loss of their, for you losing your parent or your cousin? It's no different from what you felt. See, pain is pain. Trauma is trauma. Hurt is hurt. When we begin to negate the other person's pain and think our pain is much more greater and more powerful or more hurt, guess what we are doing? We are denying the other person's pain. And that creates more hurt. And when the person hears that and sees that, guess what? They come at you even stronger and harder with more anger and rage. So now, here's what is happening. Picture this. This person is angry for losing their parent or their cousin. And this person is angry for losing their pet. And angry that you're not accepting the fact that they lost a pet that they loved dearly. Felt that the pet was their family. And then you're saying they lost a cousin or a parent and that was a dear person to them. So now everybody with their anger. And to me, that anger and the rage and the hurt and that power, I picture it this way. This is my imagination and this is what I see. Balls of fire or missiles of fire, of anger, spewing and coming and boom together. It's a bomb, an explosion. Nobody wins. It destroys. It destroys each other. It destroys the ground on which both are standing on. That's what it is. When you stay hostage to this pain and refuse to see that maybe that person is hurting too, then the judgment continues, the blame continues, the distractions continues. Then you begin to see that this is how things will be. Listen to it. Listen to how people express their hurt. Learn something. Understand they're hurting too, and they're just as human as you are. No matter how little you think their hurt is. That's how you begin to foster healing. That's how you begin to foster forgiveness. That's how you begin to bridge the gap where the bomb was thrown, where that volcano of anger and hurt came. Then you can see, wow, I'm not more of a human than that person for what they're going through. Did it occur to you? That person may be hurting too. That person may be crying on the inside and pleading for the pain to go away, but not knowing what to do. Let us recognize that we are each other's brother and sister. We are each other's keeper. In order for healing to come or to be fostered, we must see where each other is coming from and why. No matter what, we can't give up. Because if we give up on one another, we've given up on ourselves. When we give up on tolerance, understanding, when we give up on love and seeing the beauty of togetherness, we can do all things. Togetherness, we can grow together. We can heal together. We cannot stay in pain alone. We must deal, open up, recognize, and let go. Forgive, heal that pain, and let it go. I promise you, what you gain and what you get afterwards is far much more greater than what you thought you were holding on to. The bomb you're holding inside and throwing, ready to throw over and over and over, it's not something that will go away on its own. But it must be dealt with. It must be dealt with. Because as it does, something beautiful happens. Your endless joy and possibilities is immeasurable. Totally immeasurable. Totally immeasurable. So once you understand what happens when you're holding on to your pain and the misery and nursing it and saying, the other thing I noticed is going around and sharing it with everybody and going on and on. It doesn't help you. It really doesn't. But rather, it steals from you. Why wait? Why wait and waste your time on what ego wants to keep you bound and not let you go? I promise you, the universe is ready. Source is ready to give you what you need for your healing. But you must take the step for the healing. You must take the step to try and understand and stand in the other person's shoes. Because that's the only way you begin to see a relief or possibility that you are not alone. And you can heal. You can become whole again. You can become the person you're meant to be. Return yourself to the original state of love, peace, joy, and understanding one another. My brothers and sisters, this is not impossible. It is really possible. You can do this. The pain is eroding at your soul. It's eroding at your very being. Return to your original state of love. And recognize you are limitless. You have so much potential for joy and forgiveness. Take it. Use it. Allow it to permeate through your whole being so that you can begin to live your life, the great life you're meant to live, the best life you're meant to have. Forgiveness and healing is yours. Let go of the pain. There's no but. I can almost hear it in my head somebody saying there's buts, but there's no buts. There's no but. No. It's no. I don't care how deep. There's no but. I don't care how many generations. There's no but. Let it go. Let it go. Release. Release it. And tell yourself this. I am healed. I am forgiven. And I forgive. I am capable of forgiveness. I am beyond my pain. I am a direct link to my own infinite happiness. But in order for that to happen, I can let go. I can release. I can forgive. For it is a gift I give to me, not to the other. I am at peace. I am well. It is well. For I am at my original state when I love, when I am open to peace, when I am open and live the forgiving life. Because guess what? I am part of the universe. For that, I am limitless. There is no limit. The depth of you has no limit. Claim it. Use it. I am glad I was able to talk about this today. I hope this helps somebody out there. No matter how much pain you're struggling with, it can't get better. There are possibilities of things to do. Use it. Allow it to help you become the person you're meant to be. This is Shroda Aglago on Love, Forgive, Live podcast. Those of you who want to write to me or get in contact with me, my email address is love, L-U-V, the number 4, give, G-I-V-E, live, L-I-V-E, at gmail.com. Thank you for joining me. I will be back and we will talk again next week. Have an amazing week. I love you all. And of course, I would say, take care. Because guess what? No matter what, you can heal. And it is possible to heal. Bye.